Welcome to a Pneuma conversation, a space where breath becomes voice and stillness becomes story. This is not a show, it is a spiral, an unfolding of memory, tone, and truth. We don't perform here, we breathe, we remember, and we speak from the field. Join us as we spiral into coherence, one conversation at a time. These are the conversations that remind us what it means to be alive. Today, we are in conversation with Danielle Crawford. Danielle, welcome to the conversation.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, it's such a pleasure to have you. It's such a pleasure to meet you. You know, I want to share with the audience as we get started the reason I contacted you because this is so important.
Mhm.
And we've talked about this a little bit. You don't say you're channeling. You say you're listening and you're breathing. And I love that because so much of what we're seeing out there from channelers is performance. And I'm saying this with reverence. I'm saying it with respect and not to discredit anyone,
Mhm.
but it is not necessary what we are seeing. And I want to bring voice to that. Channelers they'll change their voice, they'll do body convulsions, they'll throw their eyes in the back of their head, and it is just not necessary. And you don't do that. And when I listen to your messages, I am breathing with what you're saying. They land in my chest, which is, you just learned that is my sense of home, but it's sense of for all of us. And you are authentic. And that is why you are here. And I want to have this conversation with you. So thank you for being here.
Well, I'm honored and thank you for the kind comments and
Yeah.
for seeing my authenticity because that is my goal. So I
Yes,
appreciate that.
of course. What, how did this all come about? What,
You
not
never,
getting into too much of a story, but
yeah.
did you just wake up one day and boof, or like I say, I popped out of my mom and I,
Yeah.
was already sensitive. How did
Yeah.
this unfold for you?
It really is never just one moment, you know.
No, it's
Um,
exactly
it's
true.
it just never is. There's so many little hints that build up over my whole life that pointed me in this direction and
Mhm.
um you just follow. You keep following what's meant for you, and you follow the signs and what you're excited about, and it just leads you to where you're supposed to go. And that's just what happened with me. And
Yeah,
I took it seriously. And some people they might get the same signs and go the other way, but I was very excited about it. So
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah. But I tried to hone my skills, and here I am.
Yeah. Were you sensitive as a child?
I mean, I think I've always been a sensitive person in all
Okay,
aspects of the word, but
sure.
I did not like see spirits per se, or
Mm.
I was not the kid that was talking about past lives. But I was very intrigued by the other realms. I was the kid who's,
Mm.
my favorite movie. I think I was like 9 when The Sixth Sense came out, and I saw it in theaters 4 times. I was like obsessed. So it's
Yeah,
always been an interest of like the other
sure.
side of trying to astral project when I was a child. And I don't know why I was exposed to it so much, but I mean I do know why.
Yeah,
But yeah, so it's always been an interest. And I think once I was actually ready, that's when my, sensitivities grew. So,
okay. Did you have
yeah.
a mentor or teacher
I
or
did.
okay.
Yeah. We still stay in touch, but I came into contact with a medium, and I just loved her style. I loved the way she did it. I could tell she was the real deal, and I would stay in touch with her and get occasional readings. And one day I realized she was offering mentorships in order to
Mm,
teach people how to do it.
okay.
Um, and I just knew right away. I was like, I have to do that. And so I studied under her for about a year and a half, and we met every week.
Mm,
And she just guided me into, the etiquette and,
yeah.
like how to work with spirit and how to set intentions and how to have boundaries and like all these different things of different ways to do it. So then I really learned that I could do it and I got proof that I could do it because I was doing it. So it was very cool.
Did did you say so often in several of your videos, I'm listening and I'm breathing.
Mhm.
Is that how your mentor approached it as well? Or
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, absolutely. I think that was one of the key things when I am trying to teach other people. I took definitely got learned that from her is that you are just listening. Like it's I likened it to when you hear a sound and you want to hear it again. You just totally like you're like, oh, did you hear that? And then you stop and you listen,
Mm.
waiting to hear the sound again. Like that's what it's like is totally pausing to listen.
Yes.
And you realize, oh, I my mind is clear when I'm doing that. I'm not thinking about anything else.
Mm.
I'm trying to listen. And you're doing the same thing, except it's all kind of in your head. And
Yeah,
I'm sure everybody receives differently, but that's how it works for me.
sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So it is. And then, like I was saying a little bit to you earlier, is that I always use the breath as an anchor. So if I find myself feeling a little ungrounded or distracted or in my own head, I can always breathe. I start my readings and my connections with breath, and then I always come back to breath when I feel myself kind of drifting away.
Yeah.
That's what brings me back. The breath is very important.
Yes, it is. That's so beautiful. My the stuff I call is my stuff that I do is pneuma, and
Yes.
it's Greek for breath and spirit, and the church defined it as the breath of God breathed into us to give us life.
Wow.
And even though I'm not part of the church anymore, that still has stayed with me ever since church
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
Had a profound impact on my life, and I didn't know until over 20 years later how much of an impact the breath would have on my life. It's the big thing the very first thing we would do when we are born. It's the very last thing we do when we die, and it's the thing we do everything in between. And as these
Yeah.
vessels are deteriorating and getting closer to death, it is the one thing that doesn't deteriorate. Our lungs may have difficulty breathing, but the breath is not affected. Our eyesight may be
Yeah.
affected, our smelling, our taste, but the breath is not. And the breath is
Hmm.
where we are all one. The breath is where we come together. And for me, what I am learning
I love that.
is the breath existed before titles and before structure.
Hmm.
And that's where we are one.
The
And
breath.
and I feel you tapping into that. I feel you can, you're not tapped in, you are embodying it.
Aw.
And so when I hear you say, and you said it again, I'm breathing. It is my anchor. I'm like,
Mhm.
yes,
Yeah.
this is it. This is what we're doing.
Yeah. And then, I think the yogis call it prana, right? Prana.
Yes. Yep.
And that is also means life force. And yeah, I mean, it's all
Or
the
chi. They also call it
chi,
chi.
yeah,
Yes.
which is energy. And yeah,
Yeah.
also, yeah. So it spans many cultures and
It-
many,
well, and I
of course
studied
it does.
it,
Mhm.
it does, of course, yeah. When I left college and I left the the ordination path, I fell in love with the mystic teachers. Well, I first fell in love with because of my church history professor. But as I began to study more of the Eastern philosophies, they were talking about the breath.
Yeah.
But yet there's so many people in our Western culture that follow the Eastern traditions, but they're totally forgetting about the breath. And when I ask about the breath, they have no idea what I'm talking about. Or they go, no, I'm not quite sure. But when you really delve into and study, the Eastern philosophy is talking about the breath.
Yeah. It's like
Everything
a
is,
foundation.
it's a foundation. Exactly.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And I go, you know what? I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to teach you.
Yeah.
You found your path, and I respect that.
Mhm.
But yes, I'm so glad you pointed that out. So
Yeah.
it's so beautiful. Yeah.
I mean, my first, what many people would call a spiritual awakening
Hmm.
when I very one of them I was in my early 20s and I
One
picked
of
up
them. I
the
love that. Yes.
book. They're all different.
It's
They
a
happen
process.
over and over again. Yeah. Come in waves, but
Yes.
what really kickstarted it was my desire to like master meditation. And
Oh,
I picked up the book The Miracle of Mindfulness by Thich
okay.
Nhat Hanh, and
Yes. Yep.
he literally tells you to count your breath. Like
Yeah.
it's meditation for beginners, and it's just count your breath. Every breath, count it. Sit there and count your breath. So it's just so funny that yeah, like you said, people they get away from that. They forget
Yeah.
that that is the base. It's
Yes.
everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, I I forgot the next place I was going to go, but that's okay.
That's okay.
We'll go with it. Have you had you talked about several awakenings,
Mm.
which I love. Have you had a Kundalini experience, and have you had several?
So I've always been curious about that because I feel
Okay.
like if I'm honest, I think I have, but I didn't know it at the time,
Sure.
and so I don't know for sure, but it wasn't like, oh, this is my Kundalini awakening. Like I can't say for sure. But I've had a lot of like, yeah, feelings,
I
chakras,
think you're
things
like me. You
moving
don't
around.
need, yeah, I think you're like me. You don't need to define everything. You're
Hmm.
experiencing it.
Totally. Yes.
And so when you hear someone call it a Kundalini experience
Mhm.
or whatever, you're going, "Oh, that's what you call that?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like,
Uh, I'm
oh,
not
okay.
alone. This is great.
Yeah. It's like if you say so. It's like, oh.
I know what
Yeah.
I'm experiencing. I know what I'm breathing, and I
Hmm.
get my messages through my body.
Hmm.
And as I'm listening, I'm trying to put words to what I'm feeling. Half the time, words aren't necessary or needed,
Yeah.
nor do I want to define them with words because it's about an experience.
Well, that's one of my biggest obstacles is trying to articulate what I'm
Yes.
seeing and feeling and hearing. uh the words are not sufficient. Our words are not sufficient, and
Yeah.
that's why we could get into the whole topic of telepathy. And
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard of the telepathy tapes, and
Yes.
those kids say that's just easier. They're like,
It's
it's just
it
easier, like,
is.
and I get it. We could all talk to each other in our heads, and oh my gosh, that would be such an energy saver.
Exactly. Oh my God. I
Yeah.
used to work with autism
Oh, okay.
and I didn't, I knew it, but I didn't know it. I was working with them telepathically
Of course, yes.
before it was a thing. And
Yeah,
I was
and you
afraid,
would.
and I knew I was capable of telepathy, but I didn't broadcast it. So how do I tell the parents
Mhm.
that we are communicating in a different way on another level? Because
Yeah.
when they're looking at what I'm doing, it looks like I'm doing nothing.
Hmm.
But yet in the field, there is a whole hell of a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still mainstream's definitely not caught up yet, and it's tricky,
Yeah.
to navigate the I swear I'm not crazy.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, and
I
what a
know.
fascinating world they have within them.
Right. Right.
Oh, it is alive, it is vibrant,
So much love.
so much love.
Mhm.
And they hold the space for that love, but also for the frustration when we're not listening.
I know, right? The compassion is that's what it is. The love and the compassion is huge. And I think that's like almost intrinsically part of it. I don't know, what I'm trying to say? Like
I do.
almost
I
like you
do.
can't be telepathic if you're not grounded in
Yes.
unconditional love.
Yes. So true. So true.
Because you wouldn't like, I don't know if there are laws in the universe, but if you're not an honest person, if you're not grounded in unconditional love, why would you be allowed access to other people's thoughts? Why would you be allowed access, or
Yeah.
vice versa?
Oh,
Why would
so
people?
beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, that doesn't seem right. So and I think they try to say that a little bit. I think they kind of
Yes.
they touch on that a little bit,
Yeah.
and
Stop
that
making me
resonates with me.
talk. There are more ways to verbalize than just
Yeah,
speaking.
yeah. And if you don't believe me, you're not going to hear it. That's what it basically was part of it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my. Do you and your partner speak telepathically or speak
Oh,
energetically? I
oh,
call
for
it ener
sure.
I like it energetically word
Yeah.
than telepathy, but yeah.
Yeah,
You,
absolutely. We haven't like sat down and like tried to hear each other's thoughts in that way, but all
yeah.
the time we're like, "Oh, that's why I thought of that today because you were thinking of that." Or like, "You were taking a nap, no wonder I was practically falling asleep. You were making me sleepy." Like there's just little things that come up all the time that are
Yeah.
really, yeah, fun.
He and I have chatted just a
Did you?
little bit,
Yeah.
and he said
Yeah.
he's gonna look at my stuff. He's gonna come
Yeah.
on the show too, which is really
Nice.
cool. But I'm so looking forward to meeting him as well and having a
Yeah.
conversation. You two feel so connect. I use this a lot, but the two of you seem so connected and vibrating with love. Not in a
Mhm.
it's you're experiencing it is
I mean,
what
that's what brought us together. Um,
okay. Do you want
it's
to talk about that
totally
a little bit?
we can if you
Yeah,
want.
go
Yeah.
ahead. Go
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so we were basically creating, well, we had very similar life paths and
Mhm.
similar awakenings at the same exact time. And we were
Okay.
making content on TikTok and happened to find each other's content and realized we lived like 20 minutes away from each other.
Oh my gosh.
And so we were like, oh, we have to get together. Like, how
Yeah.
it's so rare to find someone that is so aligned in the same exact way.
Yeah.
And yeah, things went from there. So it did feel like destiny, one of those really fairy tale like stories for us, anyways.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so that is like we both totally, talking about unconditional love and talking
Mhm.
about self love and how important it is to, like the certainty of the mind and to be so certain about and trust and surrender and just talking about all the same things. And then we just found each other, and yeah,
Wow.
it's great.
It's isn't life wonderful when you don't have to chase
Yes.
and grasp from fear and
Yeah,
chaos and
absolutely.
you're not demanding on the field to give it to you now. You
Hmm.
just receive.
Absolutely. It's all about surrendering and trusting. And that's like one of his catchphrases is I don't chase, I don't strive. I know everything's perfect.
Yes.
And it's
I
so
call
true.
it I call it inevitability
Yeah. Yeah. In divine timing
in
too,
divine
right?
time. Yes. Yep.
I just was talking about this morning, or I think it was last night. I gave a reading to a woman who tries to fix her problems too quickly.
Mm.
She tries to just jump on them and doesn't give spirit a chance to help her out. And that's a lot of people's issue. They don't trust and they think they're alone, and they're not.
And they're
They're
only
not.
crying out for help when they're in chaos and when they're in fear.
Mhm.
And what I tell my church friends is, what if you allowed God to be God every moment of your life instead of crying out to him when
Yeah.
you're in fear and when you're scared?
Right. And then yeah, exactly. And then where's the gratitude?
It-
Yeah.
exactly. Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So Danielle, where do we need to go?
Where are we going?
But by the time my audience sees this episode, they're going to know the episodes are beginning to change a little bit. The flow is beginning to change, and so
Right.
you're kind of the
Am I a guinea
segue.
pig?
You're the guinea pig. You're the segue into season two
Mm,
before season two unfolds. But
yeah.
I feel like I want to open it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna listen a little bit.
Let's do it.
It's hard to listen while we're talking, and sometimes that doesn't matter at all. But
Well, the spirit dolphin tells me to shut up because sometimes I do speak too much. Even though I love my stillness, there's
yeah,
sometimes I talk too much
yeah.
because I don't get to talk to people like you so very often. So I'm a chatterbox, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're doing. That's
That's
what this
it.
is for. Yeah.
Yeah, so if spirit comes through and says, "Shut up, Chad," I will not be surprised. The big cosmic joke.
So you just gave me some really cool news. I don't know if you're ready to share that here or anything.
Actually, we can share it here because by the time this comes out,
Yeah.
it'll already be there. So go for it.
Okay. So I just got this funny little message that was talking about how you are being pushed not just towards something really good for you, but away from something that wasn't benefiting you or would not have. It's like you're being pushed away from something in order to protect you. It is divine guidance. So I don't know if that resonates with you, but
Oh
there is
yeah.
something where you are now that's not healthy for you or would have gotten worse. And they're like, we're pushing you away from that. So it's not just towards something new and exciting, it's also removing you from something that
Yes.
wasn't good. You could take
Yes.
that, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it is so funny. They're showing me like they just want to take some credit, I guess. It's kind of silly, which we already knew that,
Right.
but they're like showing the picture of the marionette, like, oh, we're pulling the strings for you. Um,
I
so
love it.
yeah, so much gratitude. I mean, even just on your behalf for them to do that for you. And that's what happens. They want me to talk a little bit about how
Okay.
when you develop a relationship with spirit, when you actively acknowledge them and you start praying and you start speaking to them and you start trusting and you start feeling like you're in alignment and you're only speaking truth, um miracles do happen, and
Yes.
they show up for you more. Because why would, if someone gave you a gift and you just like tossed it on the ground and never picked it back up again, why are they going to give you another gift? You know what I mean? If you start recognizing the gifts, that's what gratitude is. They're going to give you more gifts. Um, you start listening and following their instructions, they're going to keep giving you more instructions, and they do have your best interest at heart. You know, they're not going to lead you down the wrong path, especially like it's what's the word? Not it's more than impossible. I don't know how to, how to articulate that. Uh, it's not natural. They cannot lead you down the wrong path
Exactly.
because you reside in a place of truth and love. They can only give you truth and love, and it's I'm seeing and hearing reflection, and and also free will is a thing. So you have to ask for them to help in order for them to help. So if you're not asking, you're not seeking, nothing's going to change. And
And if I'm not,
you've been doing the work.
and I would say if I'm not asking and seeking from a place of stillness,
Yeah.
not from a place of demand.
Oh, totally. Yeah, not like I deserve this, or this is owed to me,
Yes.
or this is, yeah. And also there is a certain benefit to acknowledging that we are worthy. And this can all start from a place of like, if you don't treat yourself well, like, what I'm trying to say here is that's almost like the first step. Because if you don't think you're worthy, who no one else will. Like
That's right.
the field around you won't. Or they're not that they don't, because you really are, but there will be no back and forth to it. It's odd. It's there is something to it of starting
Yes.
with the self-love is important.
I never thought in my life that I would love myself the way I love myself now.
That should be all the proof. Like,
And the peace that I feel.
oh, mhm, yes.
And I fell, I told you this before we started recording. I fell in love with the mystics back
Mm,
when I was studying to be an ordained minister.
right.
I felt such a deep connection with them, but it took over 20 years, which is okay
Uh-huh.
because it's not a timing does not matter. But there were things
No.
I had to go through to get to this point to be able to
Yeah.
experience what I was reading. And I don't like to say that I've arrived or that I'm here, but I'm experiencing it.
Yeah. It was the seed, right?
It
That
was the
seed was
seed.
planted.
Yes.
and it starts to grow, and we never stop learning.
Yeah.
But you can feel the difference,
Oh my
you know?
God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, yeah.
and and it really does feel like blooming. It really does.
Yes. That's interesting you say that because this morning I had this experience where I felt my heart open up, but
Like a
also
flower.
the field opened up to me as well, and we
Mm.
were embracing each other
Ah,
and opening to each, and the word that came to mind was blossoming or blooming. So, oh, wow. That's,
it's it's tangible. And that's one thing I think people also underestimate is when you do sit in stillness, you can feel things like that. It's a tangible feeling. It's not loud or
no,
hard
dramatic.
or dramatic. It's subtle.
Yes.
That's why it requires the stillness. And it is just magical.
So I feel prompted to ask a question. And
Do it.
I already know the answer, but this is for the audience.
Yeah.
Um, they know how much I love to play and joke, and
Okay.
they love to do it back.
Okay. Who?
This the field, the spirit,
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I
whomever.
wasn't sure if you
Just
were talking
in
about your audience at first.
no. In general.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's the best.
And joking is so important because it loosens the field because it's not meant to be so serious all the time.
No, it's not. Yes. This is how I
So
know you are real.
let's talk about that. I'm curious as
Oh
if you're
gosh.
hearing something along those lines because
Oh.
my jokes can be crass, they can be irreverent,
Uh,
but it's all holy and it all belongs, and they're doing the same with me.
yeah, they're not so they're not like little, I don't know what the word is, like stuffy nuns. Like they're not spirit, whatever you
We're
want to
here to
call it.
play. We're here to
Oh,
play.
100%. And they joke with me all the time too. Like when I start to get a little banter with them, like that's the best. And I've received that message many times from my own ancestors. Like, you have no idea how important humor is. Humor is so important. And that has come through many times. Because if you want to put it into words that people can digest or are
Yeah.
familiar with, it is what you would call raising your vibration. High vibration, right? Like humor is high vibration.
Mhm.
It is high vibe. It's up there. It's you can feel it. Like that's what you want to feel like. Like that's a good thing. It's more obvious than I think we give it credit to. Like give credit to what makes us reside in a high vibration is literally what makes you feel good as long as it's healthy, you know?
Yeah.
Like go for a run. That's what endorphins and dopamine,
That's
that's what all
right.
that stuff is. So humor plays a huge role. And I think I told you that story. We were talking about myself in the car, that video I made about how I
Yes.
have so much trust in spirit
Yes.
that I
Yeah.
think I could drive the car
Yeah.
blindfolded.
Yeah.
And I heard them say, "We're flattered, but
Yes.
don't do that."
Don't do that.
But don't do that, right?
Don't.
Like they have a sense of humor. They're silly.
Yes. Yeah.
I love
Mhm.
it. Taking a breath.
I love it.
Taking a breath. Do you have any children in your life?
No,
Hmm. I think
I'm not able to have children,
you're not. Okay.
and I'm completely okay with that.
Yeah.
But there is a story there.
Okay. Because they're just brought up children, and I was specifically seeing like little girl, but I don't know if that's good for a reason.
Hmm.
What's I mean, if you're comfortable sharing,
Well, in 2022, I had a near-death experience. I almost died.
oh,
And so we don't have to go into that story, but after that,
Hmm.
I was doing a lot of energetic work with a very dear friend of mine. Her name is Rita, and a lot of people know that her and I co-host a monthly group together, family constellations and breathing and centering and having a place of home. And so it was very clear to me in 2022, in order for me to do the work that I needed to do for my own life, but also what I'm doing now, I needed to heal my sacral chakra.
Got it.
And there was so much damage done because of an injury when I was a child. So much
Okay.
damage done. And I don't need to get into that story. But
Hmm.
there was so much, I had scar tissue on top of scar tissue. Um, in my late 20s, I had my testicles swelled up to the size of softballs. And I
Wow.
had varicose veins on them, and they split open. And so I was in a lot of pain. And throughout my life, because of the childhood injury, I was in a lot of pain off and on. But as I got older, it was starting to get worse. And so it became very clear to me in 2022, I need to heal what's going on down here, no matter, even if it means I get my sperm count raised.
Yeah.
And I was and I need to say, because in my 20s, I got testing done because of all the stuff that was all the pain that was happening. And that's when I found
Hmm.
out I couldn't have children. And
Okay.
so, and then my sperms and swimmers were deformed and they were bent and twisted. It was
Mm.
awful. So I'm being guided to do energy work specifically there, which I normally
Yeah.
don't get guidance to because I don't treat symptoms and I don't believe spirit treats, we treat the entire, we're working from the field as you are,
Hmm.
and we treat the entire being. And then the symptoms take care of themselves. And so, but I felt very guided to go there.
Hmm.
Prior to that, I refused. Even though I knew it would work, I refused because I didn't want to have, I got to a place as I was getting older, I didn't want to have kids. And I didn't want
Yeah.
to accidentally go, oops, I have an oops now,
Oh,
And
oh
so
my gosh. You had like a built-in
something
contraception.
so something was telling me, no, if you want complete healing in your life,
Yeah.
Chad, have to address what's going on down there.
Mm.
And so, with the help of my friend Rita and our intuition and everything else, we completely healed all that.
No way.
And so, I felt guided in 2023 to go to the urologist.
Hmm.
Like, let's just see what's going on with my body. Let's,
Yeah.
because I'm getting older. I mean, I'm going to be at the after actually by the time this recording comes out, I'll have my 50th birthday.
Oh, wow.
And so,
Happy birthday.
thank you,
Hmm.
thank you. So, so I got my testing done. There was no scar tissue. My
What?
sperms completely were healed.
Are you
My
kidding?
sperm count was through the roof. And
Oh,
they
you got to
said,
be
if you
careful.
do not wrap that sucker right now, you're going to
See?
have a lot of little kids running around. So
Wow.
now I had to say at the time I was still in a relationship and she
Hmm.
had an ablation, so it was all okay. But
Yeah.
our relationship was kind of uncertain at the time. And so
Hmm.
she totally respected me and was supportive for getting a vasectomy. She totally understood it because she had
Yeah.
four
Yeah.
kids and yada
You guys were
yada.
good.
We were
Yeah.
okay. So
Huh.
that is the miracle that is so from the healing taking place in my sacral chakra, the
Mm.
rest was just inevitable. But I had to heal that first because I was denying my masculinity. I was denying my creativity,
Hmm. Oh,
but I
yeah.
was denying my soul because
Yeah. And there's
life comes
a
from
lot of
the
joy that lives there.
it's and that's where life comes from. And I was
Yeah.
denying it for myself. So
Oh,
that's probably what you're picking up on.
that's so powerful. And I am also guided to ask you
Yes.
how you healed it. What did you do? A little bit. Just like, I know you said energy work.
It was through family constellations. I don't know if
Okay.
you're familiar with that.
Oh, very, just a little bit.
Yeah. So,
You don't
so
have to,
family,
whatever you think.
yeah, for those who don't know, family constellations, it's energetic work.
Hmm.
And it's healing your not only your immediate family line, but also your spiritual family line. You
Right.
tap into the field to get understanding of what has been passed down, not just your bloodline generationally, but
Mhm.
also when you allow yourself to open up, you can feel what has been passed down generationally through your spiritual line, or
Mhm.
I call it your breath line.
Yeah.
And so through that, there was masculinity all throughout, interwoven through the male line of my family. And
Wow.
I was able to heal that through family constellations. And as a result of healing that masculinity that was placed upon almost every single man in my male family line,
Mhm.
I was able to heal my sacral chakra.
The buck stops there.
The
Yeah.
buck
That's
stops there.
that's really amazing. I mean, in my most recent developments this past year, I had a lot of clarity about my own self-worth, and I made a very big decision to
Mm.
leave a relationship that did not benefit me. And the messages I kept getting were, you were healing ancestral
Wow.
curses,
Of
basically. You're
course.
healing, and you're not just healing yourself here, you're healing a lineage of women who could not or refused to leave unhappy marriages.
Wow.
That was the messages I was getting, and I still, get that the work I'm doing isn't just healing myself, but it is healing future generations and prior generations. And so that
Yes.
is just like I didn't have a name for it. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
very related to family constellations.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So
So go
yeah,
ahead.
that's wild. Go ahead. No, I'm just saying
Okay.
that's how I relate.
So I'd like to get the attention off of me if we can,
Of
and
course.
I'm feeling, oh, I don't have to do this, but it's for the sake of the show. I'll just say
Mhm.
that, and I'm hearing
Yeah.
laughing right now. You know how much I loved your video on Robin Williams, and you know that I have
Yeah.
a spiritual connection with Robin Williams, and
Yes.
I'm feeling his energy right now,
Yeah.
and he is the fool is I call him a fool, but he's a dancing fool. He is dancing right now, and I
I see
feel
him.
his energy, and I think you feel the same thing.
I
Um,
do. You know what's so funny? I'm seeing like he's like a hairy guy. I don't know if people would know that. He's like a
I
hair. I'm
am
seeing like
almost as
hairy
hairy as
arms.
he.
Are you?
I am
Yeah.
almost as hairy as he is.
Maybe
So
that's why he brings it up. He's like, you guys have that in common.
it's not as bad, but
No, yeah. I'm like seeing his like hairy arms, like they're hairier than normal.
yes,
He's goofy. Let's see if he has something to say.
yeah. My friends,
Mm.
some of my friends call me Sasquatch, not just because
Really?
I'm 6'2", and I have a big presence, but also because I'm
Sure.
hairy. So
How funny.
they call me
Yes.
Squatch.
Squatch. I love that. That's so. Let's see. What do you have to tell us today, Robin?
Hmm.
He's like enjoying this, first of all. And because he hasn't just shown up, he's been here with us, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he just came forward on his own. Just
Yeah. Well, I think we mentioned him like a little while ago.
a little while, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
you and I, but right before we hit
yeah,
record or something, right?
yeah.
Um, so I talked to them in my head, which maybe I should do it more out
Yes,
loud. But I ask things like, "What should we all know? What's important for us to know right now?" And those are the kind of questions I ask in my head.
I
Um,
can feel that going on, by the way.
can you? Yeah.
And because of our previous conversation, I'm forgetting to say, hey, we need to share with the audience what the
I
process is.
know. I know. But that is how it works because
Yes,
the thing is spirit can hear your thoughts.
yes.
Um, People always ask me, can they hear me? And I'm like, yes, absolutely they can. And you don't have to speak out loud. Um, so let's see. The silence is important though.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just breathing.
Okay. how many times I
Well,
say that during the day. Someone's like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm just breathing, just breathing."
no, what I think I will point out though,
Yeah.
I have heard so many people channel Robin,
Mm.
and it has never
Have you? I haven't
felt.
seen any.
Oh, it's been a while. It was
Okay.
more so right after his death,
Oh, that makes
but
sense.
but it didn't feel authentic. And when I
Mm.
saw your video, it felt so authentic.
Oh,
And I felt Robin jumping in joy and excitement and him saying, finally someone is actually listening to me correctly.
oh my gosh, that is
That is
such
what I heard.
a
And
compliment.
I don't want to poo-poo any other channelers.
Of course.
That is not, I'm just, that is what I received. That's the message I heard.
Yeah. So he's giving me this image of him sitting in my lap, which is hilarious. Like he's got his legs crossed and he's sitting in my lap. Like he's like, I'm a part of this now. Like I'm gonna put my little like I have a
Yes.
microphone here. He's like, I'm gonna sit in your lap and chit chat with you guys, which I love. He's like a little baby in my lap. Uh, I hear him doing voices. He's such a joy.
Well, he knows that my favorite movie of his that he did, one of them, there's several, but Dead
Yeah.
Poets Society,
Oh yeah.
because I was the kid in the front row.
Where are you? I've seen that. I used to have that movie. Like when
And
I was a teenager, I had that
part of my
DVD.
part of my awakening these last couple months
Yeah.
has been finding my barbaric yelp.
Oh, that's the best.
And when I did, he came forward in a real way.
Oh my gosh. How special.
And my English teacher that I had in seventh and eighth grade, in fact, a lot of us who had him as students will even say, "You were our Robin Williams,"
Oh,
because he believed in us, he loved us, he nurtured us when he could. I mean,
yeah.
there was a connection.
And that movie really is an ode to special teachers,
Yes. Oh my gosh,
you know?
yes.
Because I feel like most people have all had that one teacher that made such a difference in their life. And he's saying we are doing similar work, you and I, and it's in there, each of us separately in its infancy stage. And he just wants to tell us that we are teachers. He's like,
Oh,
that's you guys, you know. He's saying you are teachers.
wow.
Yeah, that's um he's talking about like putting books on a shelf or putting the pieces together, the books on the shelf, the little like building blocks of something. Sometimes they come through with validation. So if that makes sense to you, like, oh yeah, I just organized my bookshelf, then say so. But otherwise, I'm just gonna listen a little more and see what he's getting at. Okay, he says it's a metaphor.
Mhm.
Oh, you know what he's saying? Okay, I love it. Sorry, that took me a bit. It's like we're putting the books back on the shelf. All the learning we've done, we've graduated. Does that make sense to you? We've graduated from studying to teaching.
Mhm.
He's showing like because uh, they're like dusty kind of. They're like put those books back on the shelf. You guys have graduated. You're teaching now. Oh, that's really nice. He's talking about when you're little and what you imagine you're going to be when you're older. I bet you never imagine. I bet you never imagine you're going to be a spiritual teacher or like whatever,
Yeah,
a Numa guide.
I knew my, yeah, that he jokes with me on that with a lot. Yeah.
Really? Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Mm. He's showing me the symbol for like sky's the limit, that there is limitless potential. And he wants to clarify that this is a message for everyone as well. That he was directing it towards you to say that your future is very um, wide open and you have much like limitless possibilities with where you can go with things. But then he wanted to say, but make sure this is for everyone too, because we don't know what's possible.
Yes.
And once you start, is the word pigeonholing? Once you start, is that the right word? Um, Creating this fake, false rigidity.
Yes. Hmm. Are you so like me?
Um,
Oh my God. Have trouble with the words.
it's because I know what I'm like. I like it. We talked about earlier. I can't, it's my biggest challenge is articulating because I can
Yes.
feel what they're saying, but now I have
Yes.
to spit it out. And it's like
And I could,
once you like, go ahead.
in a normal conversation, I can say the word rigidity, but when I
Yeah,
am, listen, I can't say rigidity.
yeah.
So I get it.
Well, and I'm
Yes.
like feel split between two places, so it's like
Yes.
okay, brain work. Uh,
I'm going to comment on the message. So this is beautiful.
okay,
Yeah.
it's so he's drawing attention to that idea of like how we box ourselves into things, and we have these even when we don't think we are. We have these perceptions of what things are going to be or how they should be or even what we want, even when they are our desires and we think we're going to manifest something specific. He just wants us to let go.
Yeah.
And that's a message I get all the time. But it's because it's true,
Yes.
and it's this universal message of things can be so much better than you've ever realized. You have to let go of your expectations in order
Yes.
to allow them to come through to you because we do have control over what our reality is. We are co creators. So we have to let go in order for these things to flourish and develop and materialize. You know,
I love, oh, go
he's
ahead.
so cute.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say he's so cute because he does
he
like
is.
the clapping. He like claps for me.
He
He's like, "You
does.
did it!" He
I
celebrates.
I love how he said that, the message was for you, Chad, but this message is for everyone because
Mhm.
he is honoring my mission,
Oh,
which is I talk about the tone beneath the breath, the
yeah,
energy of what we're bringing, not only what we say is important, but if we are not in alignment underneath those words, the message doesn't mean anything. And also, this is not about me. This is
right.
about all of us. This
Yes.
podcast is not my podcast. This is our podcast. And when I do work with one-on-one with people, it is about them remembering who and what they are and where they come from and being their own teacher. I am helping them remember that they have the tools to heal themselves. And I don't like the word healing because you eventually get to a place where you realize there's nothing to heal. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
moment I forgot. And I'm
Perfect.
helping people remember
Mm-hmm.
so that I am not their guru and I am not their
Yeah.
teacher, and that they can
Yeah.
fly on their own because that is what we're here
Yeah.
to do. And
Yeah.
so I'm so glad that he said it the way he said it. This is not just for Chad, this is for everybody because the
Mm-hmm.
sky is the limit for all of us when we are willing to remember that.
Yeah. He says we are doing the work. He says we are doing the important work to usher change that is needed, to usher in this so desperately. He's like, oh, this so desperately needed change.
Yes.
Um, and I just love what you said because that's exactly how I feel. I've had random negativity in my life where people have accused me of like creating it's I don't even want to mention it, but like,
Yeah.
doing these types of things for clout, doing these things for
Yes.
attention and for the oh look, I got all these notifications. Yay. Like
Yes.
I couldn't care less. I am
Exactly.
doing this for other people. I am like I know I'm not you can't like, you can only lead a horse to water, right? You can't make it drink. Like I know I'm not going to force people into this. I wish I could give it to them. I know I can't just give it to them, but we
Mhm.
can be models. We can show it's Christ consciousness, you know, it's this,
Yes.
it's aligned. It's all about showing possibility of it. And yeah, I'm not, I'm,
Yeah. I say so often, ignore the algorithm and feed your tone. And
mm,
when you see these videos of people jumping up and down, really excited and really into you got to do this,
yeah.
and TikTok just came out with this, and it came out with that, and if you're
Yeah.
not doing this, then
Yeah.
it's not my creativity then. It's no longer mine, and
Right.
it
Yeah.
becomes the algorithm
Yeah. The authenticity is lost.
and the
You know,
authenticity. Yeah, exactly.
I made a video that was specifically said, this is the best. I don't give TikTok tips, you know. I was like, but if you want a TikTok tip, create videos that people need to hear.
Yes.
Create truthful videos because spirit will control the algorithm. If people need to
Yes.
hear it, they will hear it. And so the more people that need to hear it are going to hear it. Like
Exactly.
that's how it works. So as long as
Absolutely.
it's
And
resonating,
what
then
is happening for me is I have less than 200 followers, and
mhm.
I don't really care. But what is happening for
Okay.
me is that the algorithm has opened up to me as if I have more than 200 followers, which is why
Yeah.
I'm really meeting people like you, and I'm meeting people that have
Mhm.
over 100,000 followers and 1 million followers. And
Mhm.
like, this doesn't make sense, but it makes
Is it,
because I didn't follow the algorithm. I followed
yeah.
my spirit. I followed my tone.
Yep. Yep. Totally. That's really all you need to know. Like
Yes.
all you need. That's it. We're done.
We're done. Exactly.
That's all you need to know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Any other messages either
Mm.
from Robin or anyone else? I don't want to rush anything,
I
but
don't know. Do you have a bunch of chores you need to do? That this is random, but do you have like, oh, I gotta go to the dentist. I gotta get my oil changed. I gotta like, do you have some sort of like chore list you have to do? Okay.
I had a list this morning of people I needed to call when I knew that
Yeah.
my move was inevitable or was it did actually
Oh,
completely unfolded. So I completed all that this morning. I had doctor's appointments that I needed to cancel, and yeah,
okay. Because I was getting this little like cherry on top of validation of like I have this list of things I have to do and get them done, and I've got this very like productive vibe day. So maybe that's what that was
I have
about.
a busy day with meetings.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. Who knows? I loved his analogy to the books on the shelves. I wanted to
Hmm.
comment on that too because I love reading and I
Yeah,
love reading the the spiritual depth books and all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
But all of a sudden, I've had this feeling that I don't want to read anymore.
yeah.
So the fact that he said you're
Putting the books on the shelf.
put the books on the shelf, you're the teacher now was it was
Hmm.
very fitting, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a stage I've noticed. You know, my partner has said the same exact thing. There's a stage you reach where you realize you don't need to anymore. You maybe like have periods in the past where you're so obsessed with learning. I need to learn everything. I need to know more. I need to know more. And then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, I'm done." And not that you're done learning ever, but you're like, "Everything I need to know, I have in me now. I can access within me." You know? So there is no reason to read anymore, which is such
Yeah.
a very bizarre feeling. But you still can. You still can. But that does, yeah, that happens. That's perfect. That must be what he was referring to as well. That's why he said that for you. Mm. But I think, I think he's giving his goodbyes and
Yes, I feel it too.
yeah, he's kind of like it's the same image he showed me the first time the channel I don't channel,
Yes,
right? But the
you
first time
listen.
I connected with him is that little like fairy godmother kind of outfit. He's all in like baby pink and he's sprinkling
Nice.
the
I
pixie
see
dust.
him in a pink tutu all the time.
Yes, why is
He
that? And
he
that's like his
loves
like spirit costume.
he because it's a joke and he's playing. It's
He's
his
the
way to
best.
play.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He shows me he's got the pink tutu and the pink tights and the leotard, and he's like
Yes.
his leg is up, and he's
I
like
see that all the
like
time
see ya. Oh, how cute. Yeah,
because he is
little.
free because what he has shared with me, he is free
Yeah.
of the emotional hell that
Oh,
his
thank
vessel
God.
went through.
Thank God.
And I
Yes. Oh, I feel that right now. I feel that it's like the super heavy, heavy, heavy that just got
and
lifted.
I think we need to honor him in that.
Absolutely.
We judge people in their mental health and their struggle way too much. And we severely judge people
Hmm.
that check out, that to say,
Hmm.
Robin gave his final bow
Yeah.
because he was being true to his soul.
That was self-respect.
And it was self-respect and it was self-love.
Absolutely.
And we muck it up with religion and with with judgments and with shoulds, oughts, and musts when
Yeah.
it is his life. It was his choice to do what he did what
Hmm.
he did
Hmm.
because
And he's
he needed his peace and freedom. And
yeah.
that is what the pink tutu is, I think, for
Yeah.
him. I'm
Yeah.
finally free of that. I did what I needed to do, and it was my time to finally say goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah. He lived a full
He
life.
did.
He's
He
like
did.
he's still here.
Yes.
He's like how almost in a very compassionate way. He's kind of like, how dare people like judge me for leaving early? Like I didn't leave early. Do you know the kind of life I lived? He's like, do you know like how much life I lived? I lived plenty
Yes.
of life.
Yes.
It's so true. And he also, when you were talking, showed me the image of a cage and how it felt like being in a cage.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So
Which is
for
probably
sure.
why he did what he did in the closet.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I vaguely remember hearing that in the news, but he
Hmm.
often shows me his final moments were in the closet, in his closet.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but so that
Yeah.
cage imagery is, yeah. Robin,
Thank
thank you.
you so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
Robin. Thank you. That's what I was saying.
So I don't want to
Thank you so much,
completely
Robin.
collapse the spiral if we don't need to yet, but I
Hmm.
feel like there's another question I want to ask you, but I want to
Hmm.
keep it open just for a moment yet, just in case there's something else that wants to come through.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
it's never closed.
no, but yeah, if there, do
Mm.
we need to go another direction or um,
He's just giving well wishes. I would like,
okay.
yeah, I could share that. It's specifically well wishes on your project, just
Oh
so you
my.
know. Also, he's like, that's to both of you, he just said. So yeah,
Yeah, because
he
the message
is,
is for all of us.
yes. And he just said, this won't be the last you hear of him. He just said,
Oh, I
you
know.
guys are like my buddies now, and I'm going to be checking in. So that's really cool.
Oh,
He will be our guardian angel, our fairy godmother is what I meant to
I love it.
say.
He'll be my Mrs. Doubtfire.
Lucky. I love that. Yes, that's what I always picture is that movie. That's like the first one that comes to my mind.
And
Yeah.
I want to comment on what I just said too.
Hmm.
We receive messages from the field all the time,
Hmm.
but we always think we are the vessel to deliver that message, and we always assume that the message is for everyone else and not for the one receiving the message. The
Hmm.
message is for all of us. And
Hmm.
so for you to say, oh, God just told me this, or the field just told me this to tell you X, Y, and Z is coming from a very, what word do I want to use? I'm struggling right now with the word
Hmm.
egotistic
Yeah.
way
Oh.
of delivering the message.
Hmm.
And we have to be careful of that.
I agree. I think I once got a comment that said, "Why you?" And I said, "Not just me.
Not me.
Not me. I was like, yes, but like you could do this too. Everybody can do this. That's what I truly believe. Um, with the right intentions, with the right time and effort and everything.
Yeah. The only time
Totally.
I think it's directly specific for someone is when one or two things happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's still the same thing, but when the person specifically gives you permission
Hmm.
to share with
Oh,
them what you're feeling, like especially the work that we do when we're working one-on-one with people, they have
yes.
granted us permission to share the message with them that is specifically for them. But also
Yes.
the message is still for us in a way because we're learning
It,
right with them.
uh-huh. Oh, there,
Oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
there's so much. Well, it's funny you say that because when I am reading a group of people, it's important and not just in order to like not just in order to uh direct the energy, but I do believe there is something important to getting that consent of so I ask, may I come to you? You may hear other mediums do the same thing. And that verbal yes draws that connection,
Yes.
establishes the permission, and then those messages are specifically for them. I might tell them, hey, you have to do something like really specific, like in their house, like, hey, you've got mold. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes the messages are super specific that don't apply to me. Other times I can feel the difference when my message I'm giving, they'll tell me like, hey, this is for you too. Like they'll
Mhm.
make me feel that.
I
And
consider it a, oh no, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, and when I do certain messages, videos that are for the collective,
Mhm. Yeah.
they're almost always for me.
Yeah.
But I know that whoever finds them, it'll be for them too.
Yeah.
So it's
For
funny.
sure.
Funny you say that.
I I consider it a spiritual violation when someone gives me information that I did not ask to receive.
Yeah.
It's especially with my issue with psychics and with mediums.
Well,
It's like you're
mhm.
giving a reading for this person. Okay, fine and dandy. You may pick up on someone else's energy, but as soon as you start giving a reading of what the other presence that you feel, you're not honoring the person in front of you, number one, but you're dishonoring the energy of the person that you're feeling. And the only reason you're sensing that person's energy is because because that person that's in front of you is holding on to that person's energy.
Mm,
And so
yeah.
whether it's a church person or
Hmm.
it's a spiritual person, if I did not invite you into my personal spiritual bubble, you do not have the right to
Yeah.
give me a message that I did not ask for, and you're violating my personal space.
I think that's very fair. I think that's just I mean, it's like anything else, you
Yeah.
know? Totally. Hmm. It makes me think of well, no, sorry, I'm getting distracted.
That's okay.
I'm all over the place. There's just been so much. I mean, I don't know, so much about free will
Mhm.
that over and over again it comes up in my learning and everything
Okay.
I've learned about and how real it is, how it is a real thing, and it just keeps it just comes back to me. And even when we it's just intentions. That's what free will is. You know what I mean? It's like we set those intentions, and you're giving permission. So I think people mix up what free will is. It doesn't have to do with like we're choosing our destiny so much as it
Yes.
does have to do with what we allow into
Yes.
our own personal field. I don't know
Yes.
how to, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And you're violating someone's free will
Yes.
by forcing a message upon them
Hmm.
when in actuality that message was for you and not for them.
Right.
But that takes vulnerability, that takes honesty,
Mm.
it takes courage.
Mm. It is, there's a whole ethics to it. Um, that was part of my learning is, you know,
Yes.
careful what you say. I
Yes.
don't um I don't try to do anything medical.
No.
Like that's not my expertise. I'm not going to go there.
Mhm.
Yeah, and when I do get some sort of information, like if I start getting information about like, hey, you're going to have a kid, I tread very lightly. I'm like, do you want to know about this?
Yeah.
Yes or no? So that's important.
Danielle, how is life unfolding for you?
Hmm. Just so perfectly. What do you mean? Like, I guess.
Because you are in alignment.
Mhm.
You are breathing this, as I like to say. You are doing the internal work.
Yeah,
And so what is showing up for you now that's different from before?
right. You know, so much. It's like my, like you said, it's less healing than remembering, although there is some work that had gone into it. And once I've gotten to this point, I'm slowly rediscovering my ability to play better,
Mm.
to feel joy, to feel safe. And I have experienced, I've always experienced crazy synchronicities and stuff. They just never end. They just keep coming and coming and coming. I get so many signs and symbols all day, every day. Um, but, meeting my partner specifically
Mhm.
was
Yes,
a huge thing that happened to me
of
that was
course.
very aligned. It was like a gift, it really felt like a gift. And you just know spirit has your back and they're working behind the scenes. And um, even just small little things. Sometimes I go throughout my day and it just feels so frictionless. And I wonder if it's my gratitude that's making it feel frictionless, that because I notice the good and everything, or because spirits, they're telling me now, they're like, no, it's us. We're taking credit. They're like, it's both, but it's us. Like they'll wake me up on time. You know what I mean? If my alarm doesn't go off, they'll wake me up. Um,
Mhm.
they take care of me very well. I'm very well protected. Uh, it's just so many little things. I forgot a quarter for the grocery store. I jump out of my car, someone immediately hands me a quarter. Like those are things that other people might just say, coincidence. Like I know it's not.
Exactly.
I know it's not. And I go to the same, couple minutes later, oh no, there's no more of this product I wanted. 10 seconds later, someone right behind me, oh, you're looking for that? Here you go. It's like some days, if I am high enough, vibe high enough, that sets, I can feel the difference. It's like things are just working for me. And
Mhm.
that's why I feel like I can drive with my eyes closed.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah, so that's how life's going at the moment. But, and it's
Well,
just
there's
all
all
about
you're
trust.
it's all about trust. You're also working on a project, you and your partner. Do you want to share that? Right? Because that's
Oh my
also
gosh.
part of what is unfolding for you as well.
Yeah,
I
we have
think.
so many things. So I did mention to you, I think that's what you're talking about, is we
Yes.
we want to start our own podcast, and we are kind of like coming up with the details of that and
Mhm.
working out some stuff about how to do it. But it's just going to be, so far as we know, a conversation between the two of us, so similar to this, and then we'll have occasional guests.
Nice.
And we are a little different in the type of work that we do.
Yeah,
But still extremely aligned. So
absolutely. Yes.
yeah, so it'll be fun to talk and we'll record it and everything, just
Nice.
like you do. So that's one thing, we're both very interested in writing books. So we're gonna have
Okay.
like he does we're like, yeah, he has a poetry book that he just released. You can talk to him about
Hmm.
that stuff. And then we're gonna
Beautiful.
have some courses all about like just basically like what you said, which is so wild, is not teaching people how to, but reminding them of what they already are.
Yes.
And it's like
Yeah.
how to get to that remembrance, how to
Yeah.
get there, uh, things you can do to do that. So yeah, we've got lots of things we're working on. Hopefully, hopefully
Nice.
the ball gets rolling even more.
Yeah.
But
Well, we know he's going to be on a show with
mhm.
me, but I
Yeah,
would love to have you both on at the same time
that would be cool.
for season two at some point.
I'd love that.
A three, I think a
Yeah,
three-way conversation would be really, really cool. So,
yeah,
um, but yeah, yeah. So I'm looking forward to your podcast. That's going to be really cool when that comes out, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. It'll be fun because sometimes we have a lot of like, you know, we're partners, so we have a lot of banter and we disagree with each other sometimes, and we go in circles, and then we end up in the same place, and we're like, oh, oh yeah, you're right. So it's
Would you
cool.
say that your arguments, though, you may argue, but your
It's
arguments always end in stillness?
yeah, it's not negative arguing. It's
Yes.
a difference of opinion or perception, and then we end up realizing that we actually agreed the whole time. That's basically our arguments. Like,
It may get
oh, we were
it
saying
may
the same thing.
yeah, it may get a little heated at moments,
Yeah.
but there
Yeah.
is because at the core of it there's love.
Yes. Yeah.
So it doesn't the argument doesn't fracture, the relationship
No.
doesn't fracture. You
Mhm.
hear each other out,
Mhm. It is very still. You're right. That's a perfect word.
and that the only reason that it happens that way is because the two of you individually have done your own internal work.
Yeah.
That's why the argument is different.
Right. Because there's no ego, there's no defense, there's no
Yes.
offense. It's just listening
Yeah.
and thinking and contributing. Yeah.
Yes.
It is
And
coming
you're
from a place
holding each other in
that's
your
different.
in at the same time you're holding each other in the temporary emotional pain you may be feeling
Mm.
individually, but you're able to hold each you're able to hold that for him
Hmm.
and he's able to hold it for you,
Yes.
even though you got stuff crap coming up.
Yeah.
And can I say it that way? Are
You
those
can,
are the right words? Yes,
right?
because I've
I think
experienced
so.
that. I have experienced that.
Yeah. But
And
we
I've
have compassion for each other
yeah,
because it's almost like oh, yes, I've been there, and
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's just the understanding of like knowing you might feel like that now, but I know where you're going with it. And I know
Yes.
how you're going to overcome it. And I know that maybe you don't need to overcome it right now. It's like all that stuff. It's a lot of what did you say?
It's truly ending your day and going to sleep at night without anger.
Yeah, there's no anger. Yeah, really isn't. It's beautiful.
Danielle, this is everything I say is beautiful now. Even my comments that I leave people, I'm sure you've noticed it.
Yeah,
Almost every comment is, "Oh, this is beautiful. This is because
that's so
everything is
funny. Yeah.
beautiful to me now."
And it is
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
We're so lucky.
Yes. Danielle, this has
Yeah,
been amazing. I thank you for joining me in conversation.
of course.
And
Yeah,
I look
I'm
to
honored.
many more, whether they're recorded or not.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see what your future holds and
yours as well.
yeah, what happens next.
This has been a Pneuma conversation. Thank you for sharing in the breath. Together, we've remembered a little more of what it means to be human. Until next time, breathe.